I know you told me not to worry about it, man, but I can't let it ride.
The champ is here. I think you're a hater. I think you're a hater. Haters everywhere we go. Haters everywhere we go. Haters everywhere we go. Where we go, haters going down for the count. Looking at the ground. I think you're a hater. I think you're a hater. Haters everywhere we go. Haters everywhere we go. Haters everywhere we go.
I love that joint right there, ladies and gentlemen. That's the new single coming off of B.O.B.'s new album. It's called Haters Everywhere. I know a lot of you feel like you got haters. Some of you actually do got haters. But hey, as I said in the past, go ahead and shake them off, dust them off your shoulders, and everything else will fall in place. With that, I'm your host, Dante Evans, here with you once again for another fabulous week of TSFA Live, brought to you by sixmanfootball.net and also Tay's newsletter. Boy, we got a lot of things to cover. We got field conditions to talk about. We got message boards heating up. We got 2 great games last week, 2 big, huge games coming up this week. So let's go ahead and jump right into things. And we're going to start with the field conditions this week. The field conditions were completely horrible. I don't know what the board was thinking when they decided to water the field for 2 straight days. Everybody saw the result. A lot of us came out there, and after the second game, the middle of the field was just completely torn up. And it was hard for guys to get their footing, especially for the quarterbacks, the linemen, the rushers. Everybody who plays in that middle, aside from the receivers and the DBs and the safeties, it was bad for everybody. So, bad decision on the board's part. I'm sure everybody agrees with me on that. Jason, Frank, Allen, Lewis, I know all you guys will learn from this situation and not let this happen again, because that was the big thing this weekend, aside from the 2 games that went on. But it did affect a couple of the games this week. Not too much, but nonetheless, you can't have those. It didn't rain. How are you going to have a torn up field with no rain? Come on, guys, get it together. I know you will. You guys do such a great job, and like I said, you'll learn from it, and we'll move on. In the field conditions being the way that a lot of ant piles on the field this week, and I know some of you guys are allergic to ants, so just be prepared for that. Also, later on, a couple weeks down the road, maybe next week, 2 weeks from now, when the sun comes out and the field dries up, it's going to be real dry, and it's going to be like we were playing at Brooks, where we were just playing on nothing but rocks. So I know they want to grow the field, I know they want to get that grass going, but wrong way to go about it this week, guys. But you'll move on from that, and we'll move on from it, and it is what it is. We're going to go down some salad games, because you know how you go to a salad and then the appetizer and then the main course. So let's start off with the salad games this week. We got the Bucks and the Outlaws. Outlaws just completely ran over them. Outlaws feeling very disrespected, and more they're getting more and more people to jump on board. But we're going to get into that just a little bit later. But the Outlaws beat the Bucks 37-6. It was a 6-0 score at halftime, and Outlaws just completely dominated in the second half. They just took the hearts from the Bucks. Bucks, at least personally, I thought that they were a lot better than what they showed. Maybe the field conditions affected how they run their offense, because Carlos likes to take that ball and take off with it. But nonetheless, you got to play with what you got, and they got destroyed. They got destroyed in the second half. So they really need to bounce back next week when they play again. Move on to Renegades and Wolverines. Renegades, once again, number 2 or number 3 team in the league, as in the polls, and what you guys said on the board. They beat the Wolverines 26-6, and once again, just another good showing. A lot of people feel like the Wolverines gave up in that game, and nobody wants to see that. As a football player, as a fan, nobody wants to see a team give up regardless of the score. You got to keep fighting, got to keep fighting, got to keep fighting. And that's coming from some of their own players saying that they just gave up. Come on, guys. I know it's hard out there. I know it's tough when you're down, but somehow you're not going to win in this league until you learn to overcome those things. And until that happens, it's going to be the same old every week. And I really like the guys on that team. Hey, keep fighting. Keep fighting. Last game, I said Panthers. I stayed around for that game. This last game, I stayed around for a little bit and once again, I don't know. I mean, Mark, come on, man. I know you can get these guys, going in the right direction. Last week you guys had a preseason game against the Longhorns and gave them a tough game. But this week, Champs just dominated, completely dominated. And that score was 42-12. Revolution still looking good. Still want to show everybody that they're the champs, and I think a lot of people are forgetting that they are the champs. But they got a big one coming up next week. Like I said, with the Outlaws, we'll go ahead and get into that just a little bit later on. Now to the appetizer. Woo! Right before the main course, we had a great game between the Bandits and the Longhorns. Bandits finally got their first win, first overall win. It was a really good game. Bandits won that one 31-30. It was a back and forth affair. You had the Longhorns going up late, and then the Bandits coming back and scoring late, in which was a controversial call. Scored on the goal. Bandits scored on the goal line, and the referee said that he crossed the goal line. Nonetheless, Longhorns still had a chance, but that offense, I don't know what's wrong with it. I mean, at points of the game they looked good offensively, and at times they looked just completely lost, like they didn't know what they were doing. They also have a QB situation. A lot of people feel like Vince, the other quarterback, the speedy quarterback, should be in there. Some people feel like Hector, the bigger quarterback, should be in there. They got to get that quarterback situation situated. I mean, I don't know, man. They got to do something offensively because defense. They pulled out 2 scores, but defense can't be there every time. They can only do so much. Bandits, great win. Quarterback lost the ball a couple of times and turned the ball over in the end zone, but nonetheless, they pulled out a great win. Number 3 is awesome. That dude is a phenomenal player, and I hope he keeps it up. That team is coached by Coach White, and if they win next week, they might be on a little bit of a road. Teams better watch out for them. Not the Bandits of old, but hey, it's still the name, and with the name comes that pride. So I know George, I know he wasn't there last week, but he's gonna get this team still get them to learn this 6-man concept, and sooner or later they're gonna be a dangerous team. So watch out for them.